Thunk. Well, welcome to Cold Hard Trash, CRT episode 59. I'm your host, Trashcan Jones.
And I'm Breeg, fellow host.
And what we learned from our lightning research is that I kind of want to get struck by lightning. Seems like it's a pretty sweet deal. Not a good chance you're going to die. A decent chance it's going to happen if you're standing near trees. And you have cool scars.
It is worse to stand near trees. Like, when you looked at the data, and like about 50% of those deaths from lightning come from being near trees, 50 to 70%. So the whole deal is that, yes, there is the ground current. So that is when, the electricity goes into the ground. And it's from the point that it reaches the ground. The further apart your 2 points of contact with the ground are, the more likely it is to kill you.
So Jean-Claude Van Damme is screwed in a thunderstorm. He's doing the splits. He's done for.
One, if you're lying down, that increases your risk a lot of dying. And two, farm animals are much more susceptible to dying from this because their legs are naturally so far apart.
And they have 4 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. They're wearing like the opposite. I don't know if their hooves are like extra conductive, but they're definitely not rubber.
Mm-hmm. So, all that shit. There is still a very significant risk of tree explode, damaging you, getting bark
it
lodged
literally
in
hits
you.
a tree and blows up. You're not really going to be able to survive that. It's just a grenade, basically, from nature.
So part of it is the ground current. The other part of it is the jump current. So from the tree, the path jumps from the tree to you to the ground, or if you're like touching the tree, and it just goes directly, which isn't a jump thing, but it's probably on there somewhere. More likely to receive contact damage from if you're actually touching the tree.
Yeah, more burns, sense. I assume. Like heat damage.
And the second thing we learned in our research is that Thomas Edison is actually not responsible for the death of Topsy.
Yeah.
However, his involvement, according to Rutgers, is impersonal, but it's still there. One, the Edison company, at which point that they killed Topsy, was not owned by Edison, and he did not own any stock in it at that point.
Okay, so kind of just like hands off. All right.
Yeah, they were the ones that were contracted to do it. Edison did do experiments in the 80s, asked by an organization to determine whether or not electrocution is a humane way to kill animals.
The 1880s, we should point out.
True. And three, the Edison Film Company was hired to record the execution of Topsy, which he did own.
Oh.
And therefore was listed in the credits, but that is shaky at best because apparently he was just listed in the credits of all productions from the Edison Film Company.
Yeah, he probably wasn't on set doing that. He's old, living his retired life. He probably doesn't care about some elephant.
So yeah, that's sort of the deal. And the current wars were already over by at least a decade.
Yeah, so Thomas Edison wasn't a murderous elephant murderer man, like Bob's Burgers episode likes to try to make a claim out. It's propaganda. Yeah. Edison was still a bit of a douche, but not an elephant murderer.
Yeah, just an elephant murder filmer.
This is an elephant
by
murder.
Ownership.
Yeah, by ownership. He owned the company that filmed the elephant murder. Wild. There's just different, like, what you call it. I want to say just different elephant executions that are famous. There was that one elephant that got like hung by a crane, right? It was like a circus elephant that killed its owner.
I think so. Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, why was that such a public thing that people were like, yeah, let's do it? Like, why are public executions like, oh, we took them off the list here, but animals, hey, like
maybe it's just like a start of the century type thing. I mean, we killed Harambe in like 2016.
Yeah, that wasn't a public execution, was it?
I mean, he was shot in public.
Oh shit! Was he just like shot on sight? I thought he was like killed afterwards after
Nope.
the kid was saved. Oh no! Oh shit!
It was because he approached the kid.
And they just all right.
And they were like, we're not taking chances on it.
Fair, I guess. I guess I'm really okay with that. That's a kid's life over gorilla life. Nobody wants to see a kid get mauled by a gorilla. Nobody wants to see a gorilla get shot either. But
I mean, as a human, is kind of like the choice. Like, I don't know how okay I am with it, but like at the end of the day, that's you have to kind of pick that
Right.
100% of the time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to see a gorilla get shot, but I also don't want to see a kid get, like, Hulk smashed by a gorilla as his head gets banged around the rocks. Like, I'd much less rather see that. So, take the shot. Sorry.
I'd say one of my philosophies is that I'm a humanist in the sense that, like, we should value a human life over an animal's life, like, every single time.
Yeah.
Like, you just sort of have to do that. We have our society and we're our own kin. We make that decision.
So let me posit you a devil's advocate question. Say a dumb human got himself into a situation where he is now endangering an endangered species life. But, we have to go and try to save him, but that would also potentially kill the endangered species. It's his own dumb fault for getting in that situation.
Yeah, like a kid.
Okay, it's an adult
falling
too.
in an enclosure.
Harambe wasn't an endangered species. Also, I'm just saying in this hypothetical scenario, I feel like that'd be like a sitcom-esque thing where it's like, oh, well, I love the animals, but I also love the human. Like, oh.
I mean, they did shit like this in sitcoms. I mean, they did in Family Guy. When Peter grows a beard and then a species of rare bird makes a nest in it.
Oh, yeah.
That was get rid of them.
Yeah, that was a whole Family Guy bit. I didn't even realize. Yeah. We are the Family Guy podcast. Thanks for clinking that back.
Yeah, right. You got to bring it up once every month-ish. I don't like what situation do you really need to kill a bunch of endangered animals to save a guy?
Yeah, I don't really know.
It's kind of hard to like set that up.
Yeah, even as a theoretical thing, I was trying to think of like what it could be, like bring it to life, but I can't really. Unless it was like a guy lived in a tree, maybe, and also birds lived in that tree, but then like what fucking.
But also, here's like a second order take of the whole humanist angle of this is that conserving species is incredibly important for the continued survival of humanity, taking care of our ecosystem. And, that is incredibly important, and we should continue to have all this biodiversity and stuff like that. And maybe that could, weigh into that question of, like, do you eradicate the last 10 of a species or save a single human life? Like, or to save a single human life, or do you let the single human life go? Like, I don't really have an answer, but that's maybe sort of like the angle that you would take. It also reminds me of a tweet that I've seen. Well, this guy just being like, I would kill 10,000 gorillas to save a single human life. And then the first response to, or the most popular response to it was, would you suck 10,000 gorillas' dicks to save a single human life? And he did not respond.
That's a tough one.
Would you?
I guess it depends on the human.
It's kind of a big ask. Also, like, I mean, that's kind of fucked up too, because I don't think they want a human to do that to them.
Yeah, I don't know if gorillas. There's that one species of monkey that does do that, but I'm pretty sure they're like famous to be known for the only ones to do that, right? I forget what the name of them is.
I know nothing about this. It's just, to me, it's just like, a guy just claiming he would kill 10,000 gorillas. It's just like, yeah, would you suck their dick? Like, it's changing it from something that might be considered, like masculine,
right?
Like, alpha or some shit. And
are you really standing on your morals, or are you just trying to be a cool guy? That type of shit. Yeah. The only thing I could think of for like maybe having to take another human life would be like the ecological saving thing, but even then taking the human life seems going too far. Because like if someone's going to destroy a forest that has a bunch of endangered animals to like make their Mondoplex skyscraper, and like would it be ethical, would it be worth it to get rid of the workers that are trying to do that, or get rid of the people in charge of that?
I mean, at that point it's like a lot of people already agreed to let that happen, and that's kind of the decision that I would disagree with. But
a lot of people, but definitely not the majority. I mean, if it's a CEO and his board of directors,
people with power, people that are capable, but have the right to make that decision.
How do they even have that power?
Of money.
How does this? Yeah, exactly, because of money. How does the CEO of 15 people get the power of like ownership of property of like thousands of acres of land that people live on and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit seedy, but I guess, yeah, it's if you're gonna, they technically worked within the bounds of the law.
Well, that's why we have eco-terrorists.
Yeah. So are you on the side of the eco-terrorists or against them?
I mean, I'm not necessarily agreeing with murdering people, but I'm just saying that's why we got them. It's for shit like this. Not for shit like this, because of shit like this.
Just in case.
We got them. We got a truckload of them.
You ever watch Fern Gully? We gotta watch that movie together if you haven't.
No.
It's a Don Bluth movie. He made like Land Before Time, All Dogs Go to Heaven, like all the animated movies of the 90s and early 2000s that weren't Disney, that were really, really sad children's movies. Yeah, it's super good. It's about ecological, not really disaster, but like, pixies of the forest have to try and save their homeland from people trying to move in, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool. We should watch that sometime.
Pixies, though.
Yeah, and one of them plays the pan flute.
Pixies or fairies?
Oh, shit. I don't know the difference between They're human people with the little butterfly wings that kind of look like Tinkerbell.
Because these things sort of break down into like different categories, and a lot of them have to do with electronics. So people will say like gremlins, I think, are attributed to like messing up electronic systems, and then I think pixies are attributed to messing up airplanes.
Oh, like in like the, what would you call it? Like the cryptid space or like the paranormal space or whatever.
I think so.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
I'm sure there's like many different interpretations of these, and this is not like this is only one of them.
I was gonna say probably the original interpretation of pixies, like in the old scrawling books, because they're probably like old fairy tale.
How old do we really know pixies are?
I don't know.
Like,
what's the first?
Why
like,
is there a
mentioning
why are there two different things that basically kind of mean the same thing?
In mythology, yeah, there's probably some difference in them. Maybe one of them's like the trickster, and one of them's like the helpful one,
or maybe
something.
just from different cultures.
Yeah, could be. I don't know.
Yeah, but they get attributed to sort of like messing up different shit nowadays, or at least they have been for.
What's
decades.
the difference between Navi in Legend of Zelda and the fairies that you catch in the bottle? Which was so fucked up, by the way. Do you ever
Navi's blue?
Sometimes purple, the other one that you get. But you ever play the Wind Waker when you catch the fairies in the bottle, and then you're like, yeah, I got him, and the fairies in there just going, like so sad that it's fucking trapped in a bottle.
But they have arms? Because I've only really played Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and they're just sort of pink balls with wings.
Yeah, no, and I'm pretty sure in Wind Waker they're like actual like little fairy people, and they're like in the jar, just like, like you just scoop them up. They're so sad. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, at least in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, after you like, because they save you from dying.
Mm-hmm. That's their whole
and
shit.
after that happens, it like spins around you and flies away.
Yeah.
So you aren't like eating the fairy. You aren't consuming it.
Right, but it's just funny that like you trapped it, and it's just like, all right, you're gonna do the deed whenever it's time. And they're like, okay, you got you trapped me now. You just put it in your pocket. Don't even have to use it. Like you're just gonna do it whenever it's time. That's our wish. That's my one genie wish. And you go into like the mother of all fairies, and she's so happy about it. Like, oh, thank you for capturing all my little things in bottles. I guess I don't.
Maybe they're just like, I don't know. They're bratty, and it's the
they're bratty.
The queen fairy is just like, yeah, they're always running around, and like they don't come back for dinner. They have to reheat shit later.
Oh, he's getting lost in the tall grass.
Yeah. Thanks for rounding them up for me.
That'd be pretty funny. Yeah, I wonder why the whole like fairy system of like bringing back to life with Legend of Zelda. It's a weird like mechanic that I haven't. Is there in other games where there's just like you can get the item that revives you after death, like you just get to have passively? I know there's probably one in Pokemon, right? I just can't think of one off the top of my head. There isn't. There isn't one like after you get down to 0, you'll just like auto eat something and revive. No. Oh shit.
I mean, honestly, like that'd be so fucking busted. And so they have reviver seeds in the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series, single player only.
Okay. I was gonna say that's in Pokerogue too. So that must be what I'm thinking of.
That's where they got it from.
Yeah.
Mystery Dungeon, which is it's a mystery dungeon game. You like have your party and you like go tile by tile and you do your attacks and shit like that, and you go spelunking.
Makes sense.
But no, like if that was in like the regular game, if that was competitively available, like that'd be so fucking annoying. So what we have that's similar is the Focus Sash.
What's that do?
Focus Sash is if you're at full health, it works like the ability Sturdy. If you're at full health and you take a hit that would knock you out, you are left at 1 health.
Oh, okay.
So it always takes 2 hits.
No matter what.
Or a single multi-hit move that can take you to 0.
So, but it's only if you're at full health. So if they do one attack that leaves you at half health, the next attack will still just kill you.
I mean, you see it all the time where it's like you got like this support Pokemon that has like one attacking move and it's decent, and like you're gonna shoot it into like a quadruple resist to like just take off 1 HP so your actual hitter can finish them. Even though like this Pokemon is like way faster and they don't hit hard at all on this guy.
Right.
It's just taking off 1 HP so that your actual hitter can take them out.
And that's pretty
That
cool.
happens all the time. And using like you'll have like support Pokemon with attacks that are they lower stats. So like the move Snarl, which is like 40 base power, super duper weak, but it hits both enemies and lowers both of their special attack. So you use it for that.
Yeah,
you
that'd
use
be a
it
perfect
to lower
thing.
their
Just for,
special
like,
attack.
the little chip damage. Huh.
They
That's
also,
cool.
It's also like not even just specific to like dealing with sturdy Pokemon, which is there's only really one that's viable right now, Ogerpon, and Focus Ashes, which a lot of teams will have a Focus Ash, but there's also some Pokemon, 2 major ones right now, Lunala and Terapagos, who have abilities that reduce how much damage they take at full health. So for Lunala, it cuts the damage by 50%. And for Terapagos, it turns the attack into a not very effective move, which is essentially the same, but you don't get any of the multipliers that you would have gotten. And Lunala is a psychic ghost type, so like quad weak to dark and ghost.
Yeah, it's a pretty good save then.
Yeah, but it changes it so it still does double damage, but it doesn't do 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's still better than the 4.
Yeah, but with Terapagos, you could be hitting him with a double damage attack, fighting type, because he's normal, and then that turns it into 0.5 times damage, so it cuts by a quarter. So it is better.
Man, there's just so much. There's so much different like chess moves to make with Pokemon competitive scenes with that. Like, every time I think about it, like the amount of Pokemon that even are available to use, I'm just like, good God. Like, how do people find metas throughout this? It's so insane.
You start with who does the most damage.
Yeah.
And you kind of go from there.
All right.
And then you look at like who pairs well with that, or you take just something that looks like it's going to be really strong, and you figure out how to support that, or like a combo of 2 guys that would be really strong, and then figure out how to support that. And another thing is that like the strongest Pokemon, typically they only have one way to run. You know, like there's only one real thing you can do with them, maybe 2.
Okay.
So you can understand what that threat is very easily. Like they're not going to surprise you with very much, and then you can focus on how you deal with that, and then boom, meta.
Man, I wish. I get why there has to be a meta, but I wish it was more just like real life Pokemon, to where like people just used what they loved, you know? Like if there was a guy that just tried to go to the Pokemon world like with just bug Pokemon, because he was the bug guy, you know? Like he's the bug gym leader type shit. That'd be cool, but there's literally no incentive to do that, and I don't know how you would put that in.
There was a guy that won a regional with a bug only team.
That's kind of cool, but
the thing is, like, it also depends on what regulation you're in, because in restricted metas, where you get the restricted Pokemon, they're very strong. They typically have only a handful of ways to be run, but their ability is always the same. Their signature move is always the same. Their speed tier, you're never really going to get around that. And only a handful of them are even really viable. So, like, it's really centralizing. But when you get into the other metas, if it's like, this is regulation A, this is like just the guys that you could find in this game. It's going to be a lot more diverse, because, one, people don't really know what all these new tools do yet. It's like a bajillion, or not, there's like 100 new Pokemon, typically. Right. You don't know what all of them do yet, and how all of them interact. You can, like, read and read and read, but, like, until you see it, you don't really know.
Right.
And
there's not a whole lot of data mining done on it yet, because it had just come out.
Yeah, and then you'll get, like, a couple dominant strategies of that, but you have a lot more, like, flexible options to round out the rest of the team. You're gonna have like everyone's gonna have like annihilate, mouse ape they call it. You know, like you're gonna
Mouse
see
ape.
that all the time. But then like whatever's around it, with the other things that you're using, like nobody really knows what's the best for that yet. So you just get a bunch of shit.
That's wild.
So but that's the thing, is that like if everybody has like a strong ass legendary Pokemon, like even in the show,
Yeah.
like if someone has a legendary ass Pokemon, they're gonna use it.
Yeah, they're gonna basically have their team built around that. That's kind of, yeah. That's I don't know. It'd be cool though to just make it like basically have if they did like a Pokemon Worlds where like all the best people had to like basically portray gym leaders and like, all right, everybody could come in and just, you know, have a Pokemon journey where you have to battle against the Pokemon Worlds and they're the world's best people, but they're not using the Pokemon they're used to. They're just, this guy's the bug gym leader and you're gonna have to battle him. He's a really good Pokemon trainer with really good bug Pokemon, but maybe you have a fighter's chance to beat him because you got your cool team and he's just got the generic bug team. That'd be a cool like real life event, I feel.
I mean, they got a bunch of unofficial leagues, Victory Road tournaments, stuff like that. A bunch of people doing like funny, wacky things. And on Pokemon Showdown, this ends up going mainly back to singles, but like there is legitimately a monotype ladder.
Oh yeah.
So you can play against, like your team needs to all share at least one type, and the other team also needs to share at least one type.
That's kind of cool.
But again, you will end up with a meta because they'll be like, okay, what's the best type to do for that?
Across all, yeah.
Like, who has the best matchup into all the rest of them?
What is the meta for that? Do you know?
I don't know.
Damn.
I think maybe Psychic. But because Psychics get like a bunch of fairy moves anyways, so if you're going to go into a dark team, you just use a bunch of fairy moves. But I'm not too sure.
Is Rock the one that has the bunch of super effects, or is that Ground? Ground might also be a good one.
Ground and Rock have a lot of super effect
shit.
things. Like both of them are strong against Rock. Against
Fighting, right?
both of them are strong against fire.
Oh.
Ground is super effective against Rock and Steel. But Rock gets like flying, bug, fire. I think that's it. The Rock's a shitty type anyway. At the end of the day, because it doesn't like have any accurate moves. It has like 2 accurate moves.
Damn.
Because you're gonna do like Stone Edge and like Rock Slide and stuff. They can all miss.
Unfortunate rock types, man. I like Geodude and Golem and all them.
Oh, they're also ground types. So.
Yeah, but they're also rock types. So that kind of thing. Feel like it
Stealth
takes
Rock
away
is,
from him then.
Like the most important one. Like you still need to watch out and not be rock weak, or like have a way to deal with stealth rocks if you are rock weak, because stealth rocks are just everywhere in singles.
That's the one that just rocks will hit you when you swap in and out, right?
Yeah, when you swap in only.
Oh, swap in. Okay.
And it's affected by the type effectiveness, unlike spikes, which there's the flying immunity, but like it doesn't do super effective damage against like steals or anything like that.
Shit.
But yeah, if you're quad weak to rock, then you will take half of your health, and so that like is awful and like makes it really hard to run fire types and flying types and bug types.
Yeah.
But you use the new item in Gen 8, heavy duty boots, you're immune to entry hazards. So if you're gonna run one of those guys, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna be holding the heavy duty boots.
Makes sense.
Because like otherwise you lose half your fucking health.
I was just
like,
saying, you get super effect every time you come out.
Yeah.
And that'd be shit.
Like legit, you could only enter the game once if you're quad weak to fire, quad weak to rock.
Yeah.
But yeah, fighting type hits the most types super effectively, but it also has Ghost is immune to it, and it's not very good into fairy, which is important.
And flying types take it out real easy.
Yeah.
Which flying types are real annoying because they're supposed to be squishy, but when they're fast, they can just kill your fighters quick.
Yep. Steel types are the most defensive, obviously, and so you use fighting and fire and stuff like that to get them. Ground is known as a really good offensive type because I don't even think grass resists it, and like that's it, just grass, and then flying's immune. So.
Did you ever get into Yu-Gi-Oh?
I played Yu-Gi-Oh once because someone else really wanted to play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Was it like recently or like
No,
back in the day?
this was in high school.
Damn.
I was a junior, and there was this freshman, and he was like, "Hey, I got some Yu-Gi-Oh cards. We're gonna play during the break, and because we were in theater together."
Pretty sweet. Did you enjoy it?
It was fine. I mean, he beat me. Like, I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
But, it was nice to have that like handed to me. I've played the Pokemon card game a bit now, and I like trading card games like that.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards were that shit. I played that so much when I was a kid. I had a huge ass, I remember, deck probably full of just nothing but really cool monsters, which is terrible like an actual build, but it looked cool and I liked it.
I wonder if Exodia is still good.
I mean,
because it's just all it is in charge of one win condition.
Yeah, it's literally just if you get it, you win. So it's not only is it still good, it's just you win the game. I'm pretty sure it's just an illegal card in most competitive plays.
But I just think it's really cool. It's just like you get all 5 of these cards into play, you just win.
Not even into play. You get them in your hand, and you win.
Really?
Yep. As soon as you get them in your hand, you just flip them over and then play them down.
Because that's like it's
God
cool
tier,
because that's like
now.
entire like deck manipulation thing, right?
Yeah. So the
And,
way
like,
you build
draw and stuff like that.
the way you build Exodia decks is there's literally cards like Pot of Greed, another like super banned one specifically because of that, or like Jar of Greed, and ones that are like you can play specific effects, like every time your opponent plays a monster, you get to draw a card, or every time your opponent discards a card, you get to draw 2 cards, something like that. And it's all just to drain your deck and just try to find those cards as quickly as possible. There's a lot ones too of just like discard 5 cards of your hand and then draw 5 more from your deck. So like I have 5 that aren't Exodia, doop doop doop, give me 5 more. Maybe I can find ones that are. So yeah, you'll have, because that's another way you can lose, is just by running out of cards. So you have to race against that basically. There's 2 ways you could do it. You can either have yourself drain your own deck in search of the Exodia cards, or you can have it played to where the other people drain their deck. To where you make them discard from their hand or draw so many cards that they have to discard, and then they're all of a sudden at the loss, like, I wanted to do things and I had so many plans, but I've been throwing everything to the graveyard.
I played Magic the Gathering a handful of times, and I was spectating someone else's match once, and that's what one of the guys' like decks was designed to do. He just had a bunch of cards, and he would continually make you draw your own cards and just keep on drawing. And he had the other guy had a hand that was just like half of a deck.
Yeah.
Just like spreading a deck in your hand.
I don't know how Magic the Gathering works especially, but or as specifically, but with Yu-Gi-Oh, you can only have like the certain amount, so you have to keep putting them to your graveyard. But then there's certain decks that you can build that work better with more cards in your graveyard. So you can play cards like, as if you have this many monsters in the graveyard, like you can summon this monster with like 1,000 attack points per every monster that's in there in your graveyard. So it's like, oh cool, the more monsters that you made me send there, the stronger I got. So you can just like run into counter it that way. There's so many cool different like play style ways, not even just like elemental effects that also can come into it, but just like different play moves of like almost chess like things you can do with Yu-Gi-Oh. I like it.
Yeah, it sounds cool. I mean, like, we should try playing some trading card games at some point. But the Pokemon one is really cool in like, so the way you win it is you have 6 prize cards, right? Take them out at the beginning of the game and you set them down, and every time you knock out one of their Pokemon, you get to draw 1. If you knock out an EX Pokemon, you get to draw 2. If you knock out a Mega EX Pokemon, you get to draw 3. So like you use these in your deck because they're super duper powerful, but also if you let it go down, like that is halfway to winning the game for them.
Yeah, jeez.
And there's so many different like ways to draw and stuff like that. There's like effects of Pokemon. There's effects of moves that they have. So like if you use this move, it only does 60 damage or whatever, as opposed to you're like 200 something.
Right.
But you can draw up to your like until your hand is this many cards. There's a choice. There's also other things where it's like, there's a card, discard your hand and then draw 7 cards or whatever. Energy manipulation, where like
the energy things was something I never really understood with the Pokemon trading card game. I didn't play that a whole lot. I just collected the cards.
Basically, without any special effects, you are allowed to attach 1 energy to 1 Pokemon every single turn. Every single move has an energy cost, and it doesn't discard any energy unless it says so. So let's say it takes 3 electric energy to use a move. Once you get 3 electric energy on that Pokemon, you can use it every single turn. Unless the thing specifically says, discard all energy from this Pokemon when you use it. Or like, put an energy. There's like energy loop moves where like you use it and it'll say after
Take
you
one
use
away.
it, put one back into your hand.
So you have to keep putting one back on every turn. Yeah.
But then there's like items in effect like Ogre Pawn, where you can place your one energy per turn, and then Ogre Pawn's ability is you can add a grass energy to him also every turn, and if you do that, you get to draw a card. And then
Is there always just a hard limit on how many cards you can have in your hand in Pokemon?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
So, yeah. And then there's other cards that let you pull energy, like pull things from your discard pile back into your hand, or pull things from your discard pile back into your deck. And then there's searching cards. There's also things that let you pull from the graveyard directly to the Pokemon. So like take 2 energy from the graveyard, attach it to your Pokemon, or discard pile.
Yeah.
And then like search, so like you go through your deck and it's like take out 3 energy, put them in your hand, or put them on Pokemon directly.
Yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a lot of very similar things. It's just they don't have the energy mechanic. It's more of just being able to summon, the whole sacrifice mechanic.
Yeah, I don't know how any of that works.
It's just you can't summon any monster just straight up if it's over 4 stars. 5-star monster, 6-star needs a one sacrifice in order to summon, and then 7 and 8 need 2 monsters to sacrifice to summon. And you can't sacrifice on the same turn that you summon, so you have to be able to have the monster out there and keep them out there, excuse me, for the one turn. So that's what makes it a little tough. You can't just like throw a little cannon fodder monster out there because your opponent gets the chance to just slap him down.
Can you only summon once per turn?
Unless you have a card that says otherwise. Or
That's how all these go.
Or you have a card effect that does otherwise. And there's also card effects that let you summon upon a monster's death. And there's all different ways you can summon. Like with Yu-Gi-Oh, there's the face-down defense position. So like one of my favorite ones, we call him the Smelly Magician, because my friend just hates it whenever I play him. It's a face-down card. You play him in face-down defense position, but he has a flip effect. Anytime you flip him, you just pick one card in that side of the field that just goes back to the hand. So if you pick the monster that attacks him, it's just, yep, no, you didn't. And he's just like, God. The only time I use him is just to put him out there and sacrifice him the next turn. So as soon as he finds him, he's like, God damn it. Son of a bitch. I know what's
like
coming.
a trap card, but it isn't.
Exactly. It's just like it's just a nope. And it's not even like an actual effect. It's just like, you didn't do that. Just waves it away.
One of the most popular cards in Pokemon trading card game is Budew.
Budew?
Yeah. It's, I don't know if you're familiar. So you know Rosalia, right, in Roserade?
Mm-hmm. Is that the pre-vol of them?
Yeah,
yeah, little tiny
Rosalia was introduced in Gen 3. Gen 4 introduced Budew and Roserade. So Budew's the baby form, Roserade's the evolution.
Right.
And Budew is just a little bud. And it's got like closed eyes and it's smiling and it's just going back and forth.
Yeah.
And it has a move, Itchy Pollen, which it prevents the other person from using any item cards on their turn. So at the beginning of the game, you just throw Itchy Pollen Budew out there, and you prevent them from using their items. One of the most important ones is the rare candy, which if you have a stage or a basic Pokemon, it goes basic stage 1, stage 2 for the evolution lines. If you want a fully evolved Pokemon, you need to evolve it from the basic.
2 rare candies, yeah.
No, you use 1 rare candy. So
per stage, I assume.
Basically, when let's say I put out a basic Pokemon, then the next turn I could, if I have its evolution, it's stage 1, I can put the stage 1 on there, and then the turn after that I can put the stage 2 on there. So
no rare candies needed?
No, you can just
They needed them to evolve a Pokemon.
No, you use the rare candy to skip the stage 1 and go straight to stage 2.
Oh, I see.
So some decks will have like, Dusk Noir is a really popular Pokemon because it has an ability where it knocks itself out and does 190 damage to something. So you can have this in the back on your bench and it can do 190 damage to the enemy. And it's just like 1 for 1, but you mess up their strategy because you got this guy.
Right.
So you'll have like 4 Duskull, 3 Dusk Noir, and like 1 Dusclops, and 2 rare candies.
And all it does is just one after another, just bop their team with the 190 attacks.
Yeah, I mean, while you're also, so you use that ability, and you're attacking with your regular guy the same turn. Because you only get 1 attack per turn, but that's not an attack. That's an ability activation.
Oh, okay. And can you summon multiple Pokemon on one turn?
Yep, but you can only evolve like on a Pokemon, you can only evolve it once per turn.
Right.
So you use the rare candy to expedite that and give you more chances to do that more quickly.
That's kind of cool. I don't think there's a lot of... I guess there's the fusion in Yu-Gi-Oh! I wouldn't say there's no, like, evolution of monsters. They have the thing in the show where, like, the Joey's Time Wizard, like, puts, I think it's Baby Dragon in the time machine, and that turns him into Elder Dragon, which I always thought was cool, but you can't actually do that in the card games at all.
Yeah, well, the show also has, like, here's a flying castle, and it also has a barrier that means you can't hit it. But there's a secret thing over here that if you hit that, then you can take down the barrier, then you can get the castle.
Is that how Toontown went down with Pegasus? Isn't that his whole deal? Is he has the castle that's like Toon World and he has all the Toon monsters?
I think so. I just saw like a clip of it once. But like, I'm assuming that's not real.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not.
You can't get killed by a castle.
No, the Toon World is a magic card, I believe, so you can't attack it at all. Period. I think it's like it might be a field effect. I'm not sure. It might be just like as long as it's on the field, this is what allows Toon monsters to exist. It might be a whole field effect.
And also, if you lose the game, you die.
Classic. I mean, especially when Yugi goes into the VHS dimension. Like if he loses in there, I assume he's just trapped in the VHS with his grandpa forever. It's ridiculous. That show was awesome. I miss Yu-Gi-Oh. There was this whole... I gotta look it up, see if he kept doing it. There was a guy who was doing all the differences between the Japanese and English like versions of the show, and some of them were like actually hilarious. The stuff they cut out and changed.
I mean, the Shadow Realm is literally just like a way that they say like they can avoid say you're going to hell, right?
I think it's literally like to go.
And then
like,
they made it a real thing because it got popular in America.
I think it was literally like they called it like the realm of the gods or whatever. So yeah, it was supposed to be like the afterlife dimension sort of deal.
Like you're dead.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like essentially death. And they're like, yeah, it's the shadow realm. That's where you get sent to after you get death, essentially. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is some good shit. I gotta watch the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged series too. I only saw the first episode of that. I know there was like a whole series to it.
You watched some Yu-Gi-Oh! GX actually.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Got crazy. It went to like Yu-Gi-Oh! On motorcycles and shit. It like got to crazy power scaling stuff. They got to pendulum summoning. So you remember the whole thing I told you about sacrificing? You can forget about that because pendulum summoning is just if you have this really crazy 11-star monster and then a 1-star monster, you put the 1-star monster on one side of the field and an 11-star monster on the other side of the field, and now you can summon any monster that is a star between that, no matter what. So yeah, just forget all the sacrificing, any kind of play around that. Now you can just play all your big cool monsters that you have. Cause
is that show only or is that real?
It's real. That's real. That's how you I played against my friend who like watched a little bit of the newer Yu-Gi-Oh! And knew about pendulum summoning because he knew how bullshit it was in the card games. Like it changed how Yu-Gi-Oh! Was like basically played.
At the end of the day, you would still need to sacrifice to get your 11 up in the first place.
No, because you're not playing them on the field. You're playing them as the pendulum summon.
Oh.
You're playing them on like a whole side thing. So yeah.
So they aren't even in the game. It's just setting up a pendulum.
Yeah. Okay. And I think you can destroy the pendulum thing, which is like kind of like that's what the game now plays around is you have to try and get your extra ultra cool monsters. Because I guess like the power scaling of it is like you get, Gen 1 had Blue Eyes, Red Eyes, Buster Blader, like a lot of like there's 10, 15 really cool, strong monsters. By the time you hit to Gen 6, there's like 400. So it's like everybody wants to be able to use the cool, strong monsters. Things like Karibo are just not really useful anymore. So I guess we'll just make it so everybody can use all the cool monsters all the time. I don't know. I dropped off of Yu-Gi-Oh! Kind of looked back in when they were on motorcycles, then just got turned back off again. And now I saw this pendulum summoning shit, and I was like, this is ridiculous. It's a crazy power creep, but I understand it. I also only want to play my Buster Blader and Blue Eyes and all my cool monsters, but shit.
I mean, they gotta make more interesting things as it goes on, because how are you going to keep your like base of people that play it? Like you're not out there buying new cards.
Yeah.
And how are they going to continue to have people buy cards? Well, you need to make it more powerful. You need to have it be more interesting and new and cool.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It's kind of frustrating. They went the way of just like Now we're changing kind of the way the game mechanics work. Instead of you're just being able to work towards summoning a monster, now it's just you can summon and just play and cool. And just it makes sense to you, like especially if you're gonna limit for competitive terms, especially like deck building, you're gonna limit yourself to 40 cards. Like you're gonna need to make space for as many monster cards as you can. So you'd rather have like 20 really good monsters than 20 magic trap cards. I don't even think it is 40. It might be 50, but just say it is 40.
60.
Is it? Oh shit. Just say it is 40. If you had want to split it up like 20 magic trap cards, 20 monsters, you don't want those 20 monsters to be 10 rinky-dink ones and 10 good ones. You'd want them 20 all good ones and be able to use all the good ones. It makes sense. I understand why they're doing that. Just not for me. I like the original Yu-Gi-Oh the best.
Just do a 9 to 11 pendulum and then just have a bunch of 10s.
I mean, yeah, that's probably most people's strategy. Just building decks that way. Just getting all their big cool monsters. And then having those 10s with like the special card effects is now what makes it, more useful when they get destroyed or when they attack and different things. Yeah. I don't know. It's frustrating. I guess only because the OG tactics can no longer work against it. Like it'd be cool if they made it in such a way that everything could still keep up, but it just kind of makes everything obsolete. So it's almost like Gen 1 didn't exist anymore. It's just kind of in its own pocket now.
Yeah. Well, with the Pokemon one, they just have regulations as well for the cards. So every single year, they'll take a regulation or two out. And so you can only use cards from the past 3 years. And just how they always did it. I mean, we're only on Regulation I now for the cards as well. So.
Well, if you ever want to play Gen 1 Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist on Steam has basically you could just play through the entire Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. But if you stop after the Season 1, you only get Season 1 cards, which is what I did. Me and my friends all did that, so that's what we play. Gen 1 Yu-Gi-Oh!
Well, if you're interested in playing the Pokemon card game, I guess, they have Pokemon TCG Live. It's an app and a website, and you can just play the trading card game there. They give you some starter decks, and as you play, you just collect cards. And there's Pokemon TCG Pocket, which is an abridged version of the game. I thought that was the one where you just open cards and nothing else. Is there actually no? There's actually a game.
Oh,
so
cool.
It's instead of the 60 card deck, it's a 20 card deck. Instead of energy cards, you have an energy well, and instead of prize cards, you just earn 3 points. So it's abridged. It's not nearly as much depth. It's only 20 cards. You kind of only have 2 or 3 Pokemon.
Maybe. I'm weary about phone games.
Evolution lines. I mean, I think I mentioned it, but I dropped the phone game I was playing because it just got to a point where it's just really hard to beat any of the levels.
Yeah.
They're gonna want me to spend money. I'm not gonna do that.
Not the play.
But TCG Pocket, I mean, you have to commit to a 5-10 minute game to play it. Not just an endless stream. I mean, it kind of is if you just keep on matchmaking, but
yeah, I don't know if that's it for me then. Having to commit to something even anything like that. I don't know. Phone games aren't really that for me.
Well, I mean, what are your problems with them? Not that.
I don't know. Just that I don't really like sitting on my phone for that long. It's the biggest thing. I play the only phone game I can sit on that long for is Retro Bowl, because that's mostly just football simulation and management. So I'm actually just kind of thinking and doing a lot more. And I play it kind of passively, where I'll just play it for a minute, put it down, then. Except so I guess if I was able to do that with it, but I can't 5 minutes at a time. That's a little too much.
So TCG Pocket does have an auto battle button. And the thing just makes decisions.
I don't know if that kind of defeats the purpose of the game. I
agree. I agree. Well, I mean, you still build your deck, right?
Yeah, but you don't get to use it.
Yeah. I mean, you let the robot do it, and it's if it's a good, if your deck uses a strategy that the robot can figure out and just follow,
right.
You let it play itself. But I mean, I don't. So I did use it, but only because they also have battles versus AI, not against another person, and you get rewards for doing that. And at the time, I just wanted to build up my they give you hourglasses, right? You get to open up 2 packs a day for free, and then you also earn hourglasses. And
so what are the hourglasses for?
each hourglass takes an hour off of the recharge time for you to open a pack. So you get a dozen of them, that's a whole pack right there. And you get them for free quite a bit, just daily logins and stuff like that. You can also spend money on them because obviously you can. So I would do the auto battle against the AIs because they'll have like different decks that they come out with, like beat this deck.
Right.
And I just hit auto and I'd leave it and I'd come back and then I'd get my hourglasses, open up my packs. It is kind of nice to just see like good art, but no.
Nah, maybe. Phone games aren't usually my swing, but maybe I'll look into it.
Well, so that's the quick version. If you want to play like the actual Pokemon trading card game on PC too, is Trading Card Game Live. That's the app. That's the website. Pokemon Trading Card Game Live.
Maybe. I'll see how passively I can do it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're into it, feel free. It's not you just mentioned how to play Yu-Gi-Oh, so I felt the opportunity.
Yeah, no,
This is the card game episode.
Essentially, yeah. I don't know. And there's a lot of parallels between Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon too, I'm realizing. So maybe it'll be something I can not be as daunting to pick up as I once realized.
Maybe we can play some real decks at some point too.
Some actual like real life decks, yeah.
Yeah, my partner has a couple.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Little.
Yeah, actually have to deal them out. I still have the what you call it. It's like a Yu-Gi-Oh like spread out mat that actually like tells you the format of how to play and everything. So whenever I actually have to play against people, you just lay that out so we know.
So you can also buy like complete decks from Pokemon. It's just that they aren't like gonna win you like the championship or some shit, but it's gonna be like it's good, it's viable enough. It has a strategy built in. They got 3 different tiers of them. It's like beginner. It's just like battle deck, advanced battle deck, and then like league battle deck or something. And like as it goes up, it's like more complicated, and there's like more paths to victory.
Interesting.
That you can find with it.
Yeah.
But it's harder to play, right? Because it's so much more precise on how you have to manage things.
Yeah, it's strange. How would that be? Make it like, would you have to like each turn you couldn't like do anything useless? But I'm trying to think of how you would like mess up a turn. Just like not play an energy the right way, or just not play the right Pokemon.
It like comes with like Pokemon that can do like more damage, but at the same time they have like less health. Right, or like it comes with more EX cards, and if you lose an EX card, you lose 2 points. They get 2 prize cards instead of only 1. So, it's possible for you to make more mistakes, and it's like harder for you to find your actual win condition because you got to do more crazy shit, like do this and then that, and then you pull this guy back from the active slot to get someone else up there, and then they attack, and then they also die as they attack or something, so you can get your same guy up there. Like just all sorts of different maneuvers. That are available in the game that you don't need to take advantage of to just do your basic shit in the basic decks. All this just to say, each one of those comes with one of those placemats.
That's pretty cool.
It's just like a folded up piece of paper thing.
One thing Yu-Gi-Oh did so slick and cool was the dual disc. I loved the
So
fucking
do those actually
dual
work?
Disc. Yeah. The big plastic ones that I had, you had to hold like gauntlet and everything, and you could slip your cards in there. They had like the things pull out because it was a whole thing of like you had I think it was 5 monster cards, and then you had the other side was 5 spell cards, which was like a drawer you could pull open and then like put them in there because the spell cards were just always present, but you never needed to see them unless you needed to check their effects. And then there was also the field spell card, which was always like kind of upwards and to the left of the monsters, and that was like out here in this little drawer out this way. So it was like everything was like little slots, and it was just such a cool little contraption. And it had like little sounds and lights and a little like calculator, so you can calculate your life points.
They have a deck shuffler?
No, it didn't have a shuffler. It wasn't that complex.
I swore I saw that in the show.
It probably was, especially because Kaiba Industries had like the super high tech one, so it makes sense. But it's such a cool little piece of technology. I wish I still had.
Yeah, it is neat.
This whole like you have the whole field on your arm, and you can just sit there and play it. Just imagine 2 people.
You can stand there and play it.
Yeah, it was 2 people with dual discs just sitting there. Like that's such a cool, lame visual, but a cool like idea.
I'm kind of sad that hologram technology never really picked up.
Yeah, that'd have been cool if it was. It's probably just not like price point available, right? Like anybody who wants to try and do something cool with it just probably goes eesh as soon as they get the bill.
Yeah, because like imagine like a Yu-Gi-Oh
or Pokemon
World Championship.
That'd be so
Where-
cool. You actually get like the life-size like projectors from the ceiling, like Tupac hologram, but it'd be like a 10-foot Koraidon or 10-foot Blue Eyes.
Yeah, well, it feels more apt for like Yu-Gi-Oh because I don't know. In the show, they were literally playing cards, and then
That's
these
true,
dudes
yeah.
would show up in front of them.
And the podiums and stuff. Yeah, that's true. That'd be kind of sweet. It'd be cool if they did it like, oh, it'd be kind of probably would be lame if they did it like bots and whatnot, like bot fighting. It wouldn't come out as like an actual cool representation, but it'd be sweet if they had like a giant mechanicized Blue Eyes actually blowing fire like in a.
Well, that's what I was saying, holograms, right? Because you just get the holograms and they all stand there, and then they like do an animation, and then.
Yeah, that'd be the perfect way to do it. I was just trying to think of like a more feasible way of like making a showmanship of it. Like the person who uses the Blue Eyes gets the cool Blue Eyes thing, you know? Damn, that'd be cool. I wish hologram technology would have been sweet, but it's got to be just something like, because I remember looking into like the Tupac hologram and the Michael Jackson one. It was something like the way they did it was they had like a big lens underneath the floor, and then like also something above to project, and that's how they got like the multi thing.
So the way that it generally works is that you need the light to converge from. You need like a, I don't know, maybe substrate you'd call it, like a smoke or something to like actually reflect the light off.
Yeah, like a vapor
people to see.
they would do.
And then
I think that's what they were saying. Like the lens underneath removed the need for that because it was like actually projecting like a screen of light or something. I forget. I was looking into it, but it was really, really complex. Anyway, continue.
But you need the light from different sources to converge onto one spot. So like when it isn't converging, it's not bright enough to like see or like really notice something there. But when multiple ones hit together, it then becomes bright enough to actually be visible. And I've seen like these tiny little holograms where it's like something that someone does on their phone, right? Where you just make this little box, like set it on your phone, you make a particular animation that reflects like onto the four sides of that box, and then you have something with depth because of the way that all the light comes in.
Right, and looks
from
that
the
way.
4 different images of it.
Huh.
And they did holograms for the Gorillas once.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I mean, it's a fully animated band.
Yeah, they're all just cartoons. I figured they just did it on like a projector screen. They did a full hologram.
Yeah, they did it like once.
That's pretty
think.
cool. Also probably pretty expensive.
Before they did it with Michael Jackson or Tupac.
Oh. Damn, I wonder how they did that. That must have just been like a really misty stage.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Really wet. That's about time to call it for this episode of CRT Cold Hard Trash episode 59. Still doing good on the number train.
Maybe knocking it out of the park.
Hell yeah, I got good numbers in the brain. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed it, rate us 5 stars. If you didn't enjoy it, rate us 5 stars, and then tell us how we could do better. You know, just give us a 5-star rating either way, though. That's really all that matters. That's all we care about. Just do it.
Please. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.